Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 15th, 2025, and here are the top cryptocurrency news stories. We'll start today's episode with politicians in South Korea who all seem to be in favor of ETF legislation in the country. We learned this from founder and CEO CryPTOQuant, who is from South Korea and basically tells us that the three most dominant presidential candidates in the country are all in favor of ETFs. ETFs in the country are currently banned for companies, essentially, so this would bring a lot of money to the market. From South Korea, we'll head to America and see what happens with Genius, which is basically what the entire cryptocurrency market is trying to promote. Specifically, founders of various cryptocurrencies are heading to Washington to meet with lawmakers ahead of yet another expected vote on a stablecoin bill, Genius, which initially failed in the Senate. We learned this from the CEO of Coinbase, who in a short video on X told us that essentially 60 cryptocurrency founders have met in Washington to support Genius. So the cryptocurrency market will show how big a lobby it is, as you can imagine. We will now move on to the companies, starting with JPMorgan, which completed its first exchange of tokenized treasuries on a public blockchain. Specifically, the World Bank managed on Wednesday to execute a transaction involving tokenized US Treasury bonds on Ondo Finance, using Chainlink for the synthesis between private and public networks. This brings us to the latest development in JPMorgan's centralized finance project, called Kidnappers, which is essentially a platform that aims to bridge the gap between the traditional market and DeFi. So JPMorgan is expanding, and these are the two blockchains that it wants to use for now. Moving on from JPMorgan, we go to VanEck, which has a new ETF. This particular ETF is called the VanEck On-Chain Economy ETF, and it aims to give investors a broad range of companies that are active in the blockchain ecosystem. If we take a look at the companies that this particular ETF includes, it has a little bit of everything. It has the VanEck Bitcoin Treasury. Obviously, we see MicroStrategy. We see companies like HUT8, which is a Bitcoin mining company. And for some reason, Tesla is in it, probably because it owns Bitcoin. We also see Visa in it because it deals in cryptocurrencies. Overall, this particular ETF has a little bit of everything, as you can see. Moving on, since we're dealing with ETFs, I will tell you that in terms of spot Bitcoin ETFs, things are very quiet. The latest data shows that inflows are becoming increasingly scarce, and on May 13th, no one made any moves except Fidelity, which was simply selling. Since Bitcoin has surpassed $100,000, we see that all the companies have no inflows into their ETFs, with BlackRock showing, for the first time in days, no activity. Moving on from our ETFs, we go to our exchanges, and in an unpleasant news, the daughter and grandson of the CEO of the exchange Paymium were attacked at noon on a street in France. From what we learned, 3 thugs tried to kidnap them and put them in a van, but fortunately, they managed to resist the criminals and are safe with the help of passers-by. The video will be in this article here, but I don't want to show it. Let's just say that the French government will be meeting with crypto leaders as it appears that kidnapping threats are increasing for crypto-related family members, such as those connected to exchanges and other sectors. And from this unpleasant news, we move on to more pleasant news. Aave and Uniswap. One is the largest DeFi protocol we have in the crypto market, and the other the largest DEX we have in the crypto market. As we have said before, these two concepts are very easily mixed. In particular, Aave has reached a record level of $25 billion in TVL, representing 21% of the DeFi market share, while Uniswap exceeds $3 trillion in total market share and manages more than $3.6 billion in daily volume. Accounts for 24% of global DEX volume. So as you can probably tell, these are the two big names in the space. And without further ado, let's talk about Dogecoin, which has seen an explosion in active management. Specifically, on May 13th, Dogecoin's active management increased by 528% from 74,640 to 469,477, indicating strong network activity and growing investor interest. This increase appears to have occurred because there was a filing for a 21 shares spot ETF for Dogecoin, which was confirmed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and that made many investors very happy. The news helped the price gain 33% on the 7-day chart. Now we move on to Charles Hoskinson, who announced one of the largest airdrops on Cardano. Specifically, according to Charles Hoskinson, he wants to end the war between cryptocurrencies, which is about one chain against all the others. For this reason, he is preparing to airdrop 37 million wallets on 8 different blockchains, with the aim of achieving peace as he sees it. Let's assume that the airdrop refers to Midnight, which is a layer 2 for Cardano that will bring anonymity to the chain. It will have its own airdrop called Glacier Drop. According to Mr. Charles, Midnight coins will be distributed entirely to the community, and there will be no coin for VCs, companies, or the rest. It will be all for the community. As he said in his statements, there is no time for their Ponzi's. Let's also assume that Midnight is currently in a test net, with its launch expected in late 2025. So theoretically, in late 2025 or early 2026, the token creation will take place, the coins will be released, and the airdrop will take place. We don't know in detail how many more coins will be distributed or which blockchains it will support besides Cardano, obviously. And moving on, I think we should go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, with the price hovering around $102,000 to $103,000. That wraps up the top news for crypto today. Is May 15th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.